Stupid Bonaparte. He had my comment about the English accent, and he didn't like it.
This is my patriotic duty. You die now.
Oh.
Well done. Well done.
Well done. I'm gonna need that game. Oh. That way.
You're mine.
No. What are we doing? I don't want to dodge! Yeah, it kind of annoys me that there's so many, because it's like...
Where did you learn to fight?
Here and there, everywhere. Somewhere, probably.
Where did you learn to fight?
I just used medicine, didn't get any healing.
Got you, bastard.
A little unfair. No! No! Wait! No! I dodged around. No. Thank you. Is it just too much to ask to dodge properly around things? Dodging around the globe. No, you can't do that. Game says no. Of course it doesn't. I just wanted to loot then, game. Thank you.
Let's go.
I probably shouldn't say this, but with that nose, you do look a bit like Arthur Wellesley.
I want those documents.
Him.
Damn.
Yes, Captain Rui has that effect on people.
Friend of yours?
Persistent thorn I haven't quite managed to pluck out.
He has information I need. I need to get back up there.
In this mess, you'll never find him again. Come with me, I have a better idea. You handled yourself well back there. I don't suppose you've ever considered military service?
I'm not much for following orders.
Ah, the bane of generals and statesmen everywhere. An individualist. I know the feeling. Men like us have a great advantage over most in the army. You see, we can think for ourselves. If you joined up today, you'd be a marshal in 10 years, guaranteed.
A generous offer, but no.
Where the heart leads, a man must follow. Look me up if you ever change your mind.
You could become a king for a few years.
Bonaparte is my name. Napoleon Bonaparte. Second Lieutenant of Artillery.
Yes!
For now.
Sorry.
Arno Dorian.
A pleasure. And as a personal favor, if anyone asks, I was never here. Watch the whole thing from a furniture shop across the carousel.
A face in the crowd. Of course.
I know we're celebrating the fact he said the word lieutenant. He said it correctly. Shots fired. But you should actually be saying it lieutenant.
You may want to take cover.
Wait, where? What?
Everything all right, sir?
Fine, Corporal. Superb shot. Regular drills are critical to a regiment's success.
We should be going, sir.
We part ways here.
What about Rui?
Give me a few days. I'll see what I can learn of his current posting. Perhaps I can arrange an introduction. Be well?
Okay. So, Napoleon Bonaparte, I assume... I'm not entirely sure what Sean would say, but Napoleon Bonaparte, his rise to fame basically started at the Siege of Toulouse, if memory serves. A rather large force, comprising of most European nations, sent down a force to Toulouse to support the royalists there. I was late. Oops. And Napoleon basically saw them off, if memory serves. Ow, leave me alone. Yeah. Why didn't you go in, Arno? Then you wouldn't have died. And then, obviously, he became more and more powerful, based on his trips to Egypt, because, of course, he was the one who discovered the Rosetta Stone, although I think it was translated by a Briton. We probably stole it from him after the Napoleonic Wars. Elgin marbles. And, although that wasn't, because we actually bought that off the Ottomans. Well, I say we. An English nobleman bought it off the Ottomans. And, right, we're going wildly off topic. Right, all the way over there. I don't even know what I'm doing. Difficulty. I laugh at your sense of difficulty. I could go and pick up another one, because do I? Actually, I should probably check that I don't already have one. Then became Emperor of France, and he focused mainly on the Eastern Front, and let his marshals deal with the Peninsular War. I think I've already done that one, haven't I? And it was only at Waterloo where they actually had a scrap, and it was Wellesley's or Wellington's boring strategic logistics that won out over the creative genius of Napoleon. Right, I could run over here, actually. Let's go to Cancer, shall we? Actually, let's read what is said about him. Had he been born a few weeks earlier, Napoleon would have been Italian. What a terrifying thought. He was born the Italianized version of his name, Bonaparte, on the island of Corsica, which belonged to Genoa until the Genoese sold their rights to the French crown. So he was called Bonaparte by all those who kind of supported him after he was removed, and Bonaparte by everyone else. The skinny Napoleon had a difficult adolescent, badly dressed and with a heavy Corsican accent. His rustic manners were out of place among the smart young nobles who attended the same military school as he did. The future emperor, the booted Jacobin, was a bad boy who was often absent. In 6 years, he notched up to 38 months of leave for 33 months of presence under the French flag. So in fact, he was quite Italian. In 1791, he spent several months in Corsica to help Pasquale Paoli, the Corsican liberator, who would go on to hate and distrust the Bonaparte family. Or the Bonaparte? Should it be Bonaparte? If he's Italian, I don't know. He exceeded his leave of absence and was struck off on the 1st of January 1792. Although a civilian once more, he was promptly appointed colonel of a battalion of volunteers that would fire on demonstrators protesting against the civil constitution of the clergy. Without being ordered to do so, he took the citadel of Ajaccio. You say self-motivated? I say rude. Later, he took part in the revolutionary days of the 20th of June and 10th of August, 1792. Have one consistent style, game. Don't alternate like that. His participation in the siege of Toulon, I said Toulouse, sorry, I was wrong, though he did not take the city all by himself, and his mastery of artillery gained him the admiration of Augustin Robespierre, younger brother of the revolutionary leader Maximilien Robespierre, who appointed him brigadier general and put him in command of the artillery of France's army of Italy. Following the failed royalist putsch of 13th Vendémiaire, that's the revolutionary calendar, where, under the orders of Paul Barras, whose mistress he would go on to marry, he gunned down the Voltigeurs, he returned to Italy, this time as general-in-chief. It was during the next 4 years that his life forever changed. Better than anyone, he knew how to exploit his victories and cover up his defeats for the sake of public opinion. I'd say Julius Caesar, but whatever. In France, everyone remembered the Battle of the Pyramids, which he won, while hardly anyone remembered the Battle of Aboukir Bay, which he lost. Widely recognised by the age of 30, he sought neither to be an aristocrat nor a revolutionary. When his mother reprimanded him one day, he famously replied, "Io sono imperatore." In 1799, he affirmed, "Io sono Bonaparte." He had become second to none. He had also mostly lost his Corsican accent. So this is written by a sarcastic, abrasive Englishman. No comment of Wellesley or Wellington. Let's try and avoid commenting about the hatred of the English, because it most likely isn't true. It just seems like you've got the perfect line just to comment on his entire life. Like, you can talk about the fact that he was exiled to the island of Elba and then came back for the 100 Days War. And then, or was it just 100 days, I think? Never mind. Where he lost, he won several times at Quatre Bras and everywhere else, at a few other places. Got to Waterloo and lost because Blücher was the person who showed up rather than Grouchy. I need to go that way. Where he was then exiled to St. Helena, and at St. Helena he died. Many people actually rumour. Apparently, the rumour is, I don't know if it's true or not, that he was actually poisoned by the British, who poisoned his wallpaper. Oh, right! I didn't realise I was going to do that. Stab. So, yeah, interesting little tidbits there. Yeah, he mainly fought in the East. I mean, he was always, he was rather dismissive of Wellesley. But he commented that all his marshals were scared of him because they'd lost to him. Nope. So he was very much mocked their fear of him. Oh, you just think he's a good general because he beat you. But I will beat him, and then he lost. Almost certainly because Blücher arrived rather than in Grouchy, which Napoleon was expecting. So, right, let's see what we get now from this new one. Oh, it's still somewhere away. Okay. I don't know why Honor climbs like that. Ah. Whee! Oh, I thought I was a bit further over. Oh well. There it is. Accepting track. On a church that will stand for 1,000 years or more, 3 spires reach to heaven. The truth lies on the tallest one. Well, there's 3. And the tallest one is the one furthest away. Of course it is. That just goes without saying, doesn't it? Right, so let's get over there and start climbing. Oh, sorry, doggy. Out the way. I happen to have picked the right side to be climbing on. That's always a good thing when you accidentally do that. Oh, there it is. No, interact. Yep. In the playground of the wealthy, assembled by the Medici clan, the grand foyer will transport to the highest social ranks. No, wrong button. Right button. Prior to the revolution, Saint-Germain-des-Prés, popular area for nobility without country houses. The revolution effectively turned the abbey from church to storehouse. Explosion destroyed part of the former abbey, 1794. Right, so we're looking for the playground of the wealthy, something something, the Medici, something something. That's the academy. Well, this isn't a wealthy area, apparently. I just gotta find something to do with the Medici. Whee! Falling damage. Ow! I'm surprised I took that much fall damage. Oh well. I wonder where I'll reappear. Right. It's not in here, is it? No. Playground of the wealthy. So we were just up there. Playground of the wealthy. Quiet, you.